This is my 100th episode. My 100th episode. I've made 100 episodes for YouTube, and I have wasted my life making 100 episodes, so I figure I might as well make a special, you know, to like summarize the whole thing. So here we are, doing a special. Alright, so what have I got going on here? So what this world is it is the world I put basically the most amount of shit into in creative mode. So this is the very center of the map, is this giant thing here. As you can see, it can go into the center of the earth, and you don't fall all the way through because we made it so you wouldn't do that, but this was added later. This is not the first thing that was added. The first thing that I added to this world was not this, but it was that cabin right over there. So here we are at the cabin. The first thing that I ever made in the game is this cabin. And yeah, nothing too special, just, you know, a cabin. And honestly, this is probably when I first started doing Minecraft, you know, at all. And I was very late in the Minecraft game. Like, I started, like, in version 1.7. Like, it was already, like, I don't know, it was a while that Minecraft was out. Time set, let's do 2000. Okay, here we go. It's like, okay, so I just switched the time to like later in the morning. I don't know. It's going to take a while to get through all this shit. I made so much shit in this world. It's going to take a very long time to go through it all, but, yeah. Alright, so let's just fucking get into it, because we have so much shit to go through. Okay, so this is the first house I made, was this house. And we might as well do a tour, since this is one of the first structures I ever made in Minecraft. So here we go. There's carpet. There's a ladder. There is an upstairs. The window is now filled in with stone for some reason. I don't know why, but it is. But yeah, that's it. That's the whole house. And yeah, nothing really special, except it has stairs that goes down to this dock. And this dock goes to the first actual settlement here. So first house, first settlement is down the river. So you have to kind of go down here in order to get to the first settlement. So, oh yeah, so here's another thing we have. We have these mine carts that go through all the major different areas of the map. And I'll get into that, but first we're going to start here. So the first town we have is called Center Wharf. So Center Wharf is just a tiny little town that has, you know, a small little downtown and, like, you know, little farm going, a couple houses, and that's really it. That's the whole town. And then there's this whole stable, and the stable is about the size of the whole town. So there's that. In fact, if we go up, we can see that. Yeah, it's like the same size. Okay, so here we go. This is the corral, Center Wharf Corral. So it's kind of just the stables, essentially. Now, this wasn't me. Who made this was Tropical Blaze, if you're familiar with Tropical Blaze, from the Spore Let's Make My Dad series. They actually made this. So a lot of the map's lore has to do with Tropical Blaze. So I'll have to explain some of that later as well. So let's get into it. All these different horses have names and a bunch of information about them. I didn't do this. Again, this is Tropical Blaze that did this, not me. So this is obviously way more detailed than I ever go into things. I always just make big stuff, you know. And Tropical Blaze, I guess, just does more detail-oriented things. All the different places on the map are connected, both via the rail that you can see there and the roads. Now, early on, obviously you can tell the roads and the rail and all this stuff, it's pretty rudimentary. I mean, this is one of my first things I made Minecraft, was this little town, So here we go. Down through here, we can see there's two forks in the road that you can keep going that way, which is to the next major town. Not even though that's a major town, but this goes to a major city, essentially. But this goes off to just this private little house out in the middle of nowhere, and the road isn't actually connected to it, which I have not realized yet. I don't know when that... I did not know that. Oh boy. So there's that fork in the road. That's disappeared. Don't know why. Let's just keep going. So through here. It's a little tunnel. I'm just gonna kind of speed through this stuff. It's kind of neat. You go through it. These roads are pretty much only geared towards horses. And what the fuck? Okay, there's a huge segment of the road that's just missing, so I don't know why that is. That is problematic, to say the least. But there's that bit of road. There's a house that's missing as well. Maybe I'll try and find that, and I'll insert it later on. But yeah, there's this road. It goes through here, and there's this... Oh. And this, like, miniature version of the Golden Gate Bridge, essentially. Right there. Then there's this gas station. Okay, so this is the next town, basically, that was made in this whole series. So, this town's called Meeting Point, and the reason why it's called that is it's because it's the town where me and Tropical Blaze, essentially, actually, like, met, essentially. Because I was over there, and Tropical Blaze was, like, way the hell over there. And for the longest of time, there was a house that was built way over there that Tropical Blaze built. And we couldn't find it, but we eventually found it years later. And I'll explain how that whole process happened. But essentially the beginning of this map is I joined Tropical Blaze's world, and I just started building a bunch of shit in the direction of Tropical Blaze, because at that point in time we figured out how the coordinates worked. So, I mean, that's pretty much what we did, is we just figured out how to use the coordinates system. And I just started building this direction. Tropical Blaze started just flying this direction, because that's how long away the Tropical Blaze was. I had to make all this shit all the way down here, and the place where we actually could see each other for the first time, I made a little town to commemorate it, basically. So here we go. Meeting point. Not a big town or anything, just a little place. It's also where I first started the gas station chain EJack and EVAC. So EJack and EVAC is basically a gas station that's modeled after the gas station Come and Go, if you're familiar with that gas station chain. So EJack and EVAC, you know, I'm sure you can figure that one out. So I'm just gonna, you know, not explain it. This is obviously a small location. Not a lot going on in here, but you know, that is what it is. Okay. All right, so let's just keep going, because there's so much shit to show. It's ridiculous. It's also getting late, so I'm going to change the time of day again. 2000. Okay. So let's keep going. So, I'm going to have to see why all the shit's fucked up, essentially. Some of the roads are missing. I don't know why that is, but, I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so this road keeps going. And already, if I stopped here, it would already be a huge investment of time into Minecraft. But I didn't, and you'll see how much fucking time I put into this game. Obviously, this is creative mode, but, you know, still, very time consuming to make all this shit. So here we go. So here is the first major city. The first major city is essentially modeled after Chicago, sort of, very, very loosely. The only reason I really say that is because I made a miniature version of the Sears Tower, or Willis Tower as it's so called. Yeah, this is the first like major city I made in Minecraft. It's called Beechwood Bay, and I made a gas station, made a McDonald's. The McDonald's is actually kind of interesting because the McDonald's has a basement to it. So in the kitchen behind the desk, okay, there's just a door, and it goes straight into this giant cave system. Yeah, that's that. I don't know why I remember that, but, oh yeah, it's Ronald McDonald's Evil Lair. So, down there, Ronald McDonald's Evil Lair. Nothing to really see there, but, you know, it's there. Okay, so let's keep going. So, the EJack and EVAC chain of gas stations. Obviously, you could tell I slightly started to improve it. Here's where I first started adding in the checkerboard, or whatever, tile pattern, essentially, and even a bathroom. So, you know, you can kind of see the evolution of essentially my Minecraft building style throughout the ages. So here's my first little house area. So Tropical Blazes Mansion is this. This is Tropical Blazes Mansion, and there's a giant mushroom tower right next to it with creeper heads, apparently. So, yeah. So let's do a little tour of this giant mansion. So, door is left open. There's that, I guess. So, little couch, living room area that goes upstairs. Like a kitchen, another area. This also goes upstairs. And there's sort of a competition here between Tropical Blazes' house and the house that I had built on the other end over there. So, honestly, I'd probably say going through here, the Tropical Blazes house is probably more, better appointed. There's more going on in here. Yeah. Alright, so let's keep going. All these other houses aren't nearly as well appointed as the two main houses on this little lake we have here. But, yeah. Okay, so this road also, it just goes into this giant cliff thing that's in the middle of the whole deal. Alright, so, yeah, we went through that. This house, pretty much the same. If we went to every house and, like, went through it all, I mean, I don't know. That would take, like, forever, so we're not going to do that. This little tiny beach, Oasis Beach, nothing too much. So behind the McDonald's, this is sort of a little bit more of an upscale house. Not a whole lot going on, though, to be honest, so we're not going to go too crazy with that. Alright, so what's this? This is basically the first hotel of sorts I made. It's essentially like a La Quinta or something. Yeah, I think it has an indoor pool, but I'm not so sure. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. It does, and this is like, if you've ever been to one of those hotels that has those, like, shitty, you know, they say they have a pool, but it's basically just, like, a bathtub that they put in the floor, type of pool. It's kind of like that, basically. That's what we got going on here, so. Yeah. Kind of just like a budget hotel, to be honest. I don't even know if there's continental breakfast in here. It's just a bunch of rooms, that dinky little pool. But you know, it does the job. It's fine. Okay, so that's the hotel. So let's do a tour of my mansion that I made to compete with Tropical Blazes on the other side of the lake. So, already you can tell I was trying to compensate with this mansion because we have, like, the gold on the floor that goes all the way around. Okay, so right now I'm going to do some nice little shots for the intro of this whole thing. Yeah. Okay. Garage. I'll do the back sort of area. Yeah, so it's a pretty neat view, honestly, of the giant mushroom tower and the other house. Pretty cool. The living room. Now, obviously, oh, that's very fitting, actually. The Bean. You have the Bean, which is in Chicago, and this is kind of Chicago. I mean, it's pretty cool, honestly. Okay, little bathroom, secondary bedroom area. Alright, this is the master bedroom in here. Master bath, all this shit. Yeah. That looks like the Mac background, I guess. That's what this texture pack puts some of the pictures as. But yeah. Looks pretty cool. And there's this ladder here. That'll go to like the storage area that doesn't have anything really in it, because in Minecraft you can't really put stuff anywhere in that. I mean, you could, but you know. Yeah, kitchen. I don't know if I went through the kitchen or not yet, but yeah, kitchen. Oh, this dispenses cakes, so that's cool. But views from this bathroom, pretty cool, honestly, to be able to see. How do I crouch? You know, the city from here. Yeah, but I mean, other than that, it looks pretty good, I'd say. You can get a good view of the city, too, from the house as well. Yeah, I'm just going to take my time with this whole series. It's going to take a very long time to get through this whole. I'm going to, like, edit it down to, like, a 10-minute YouTube video. Oh, yeah, I have an attic. I forgot. There isn't really much going on up here, though. It's actually, like, nicer than a normal attic, though, so... Yeah, there's another bedroom, and... Pretty cool, actually. Pretty cool views. So, let's get the fuck out of here, and show you, like, the other bajillion things I have made in this world. So... Before we get into the heart of the city, I'm going to have to show the Walmart. The Walmart is a Walmart, but instead of being filled with like stuff, it has just a bunch of horses in like what would be the footprint of a normal Walmart supercenter. Just a bunch of horses. That's it. Just, you know, horses. Yeah. And that's it. That's the whole place. All right. So, this is one of the first airports. Actually, no. This is more recent, actually. The Walmart's fairly recent, but the airport's the most recent in the whole city. Once upon a time, I had a mod that let you get actual Boeing jets, like full-scale Boeing jets. And in response to that, I made this airport. And actually, now that I remember this correctly, this airport was here from the get-go. Like, it was always here, but it was just this runway here and that runway there. But in order to accommodate the Boeing jets, I had to make this wider runway, essentially. And I made this little gate to get into the plane. So, and these are actually how tall they are just to get into the plane, because the plane's huge. Now, the airport itself is not completed, obviously. I never got around to finishing it, but it really doesn't need all that much more. It just needs windows, basically. But yeah, that's the airport, and there's a control tower. I don't know if there is anything in there, but I guess we could take a look. Yeah, nothing much. Okay, I'm gonna change the time again. Okay. So we're gonna actually do a tour of inside of the city. So one of the main things that this city has to offer is this giant dome. Well, it's not really that big, honestly, especially considering later things I've made, but it's big enough to host essentially like wrestling tournaments here. It's like sort of a WWE thing, and there's like these robots in there that sort of don't really do anything, but you know, it looks cool. Yeah. And there's upstairs seating as well. I guess I could go through and show the like the downstairs tunnels. which is in here. And it is incredibly hard to see, I'm now realizing. I'm not going to go through there. But just take my word for it, there's tunnels down there, and you can get into the actual, like, ring in there. Just sort of a wrestling tournament dome thing. This is the first skyscraper I ever made in Minecraft. Not really super huge or anything, but, you know, it's there. And this is the second skyscraper I ever made in Minecraft. And there's not a whole lot going on in any of the floors except for the penthouse suite, which has, you know, stuff in it, I guess. And it has another floor to it, and another floor to it, and then that's the penthouse suite. Pretty cool. I need to show this over here. Actually, I don't know what this building is. That isn't really anything, but this is the strip club for robots. And the strip club for robot, oh, it has handicap parking, so you know, we gotta think of everybody, because we're trying to, like, you know, this is accessible. Oh, okay. I remember this now. So this is called Club Zero. The reason why it's called Club Zero is because it is located exactly at, like, the 0 coordinates, like the middle of it is. Yeah, so let's take a little peek inside. As you can tell, it's kind of modeled after, like, the GTA 4 strip club, because it's kind of like, you know, Tropical Blaze, and I would play that, and then we sort of just decided to model it after that to some extent. And I can't see shit. I cannot see anything that's going on. Oh my god. It is very hard to see. Okay. Okay. There is, in here, a stripper. But you can't see it at all. So let's just go to the open dome portion, which has, you know, this. It's kind of like a dumb idea, like, really. Who's gonna pay to come in if they can just, like, go outside and, like, just look in? I don't know, but it's there. You know, if you want to check it out, you can go like inside and get a little closer look at the robot strippers here at Club Zero, in Club Zero. But yeah, let's try to get the fuck out of here. It's so hard to see. Holy shit. Okay, that's just that. There is a door, actually, to get out. Through here. Okay. Okay, we're out of there. Just take my word for it. There's stuff in there. And also in the upstairs, there is sort of like, you know, the staff area. You can see they're like, you know, they're just kind of hanging out. Yeah, there's this building. Hasn't been completed. It's sort of just a shell. But, you know, it looks nice from the outside. So this is sort of the area where it sort of just kind of stopped. The whole city did. I made a little bit of an apartment. I made a house here. I don't know if there's anything in here. Yeah, I can't tell. But, yeah, a house. And that's sort of where the city ends. It's pretty much everything in the city, the first major city. The next thing is a bridge that spans the ocean. So this was, you know, a bit of a project, but the bridges in the oceans of Minecraft aren't that big. At least none of the ones I've come across, so I wonder if I can even see the shore over there. But yeah. So you can still see both sides of the bridge, technically. So this is more sort of just like a bay sort of thing. can see that side. You can see that side. And this is sort of a halfway point if you want to do like fishing or whatever. Which is another thing this map's really good for, is doing survival mode. Okay, so what's this? This goes into like this ancient temple that we found just, you know, off the bridge. I don't know if we'll go in there, but we could check it out. Okay. So, also very dark. Very, very dark. I don't know what's... Oh, I can't see anything. Okay, I made some rooms. So I made a bedroom. Another bedroom. A little bathroom. And that just goes to some caves. So that's kind of all this is. Just, you know, a few rooms and... Oh, the stairs that go into the actual cave. Okay. So we'll come out of that. Okay. So, it's already getting late again, so I'm going to do time set. Okay. So what was I going to do on this other end? So this other end was basically going to be sort of a Vegas mixed with Dubai. Just a bunch of casinos, and just this really tall building that's basically modeled after the one in Dubai. And then I sort of just scrapped that idea and decided, you know what? I'm just going to try to find that one house. You know, the one I was talking about earlier where Tropical Blaze built it, and then we just sort of lost track of where it was, and it's way the hell away. Just letting you know. It's so super far. The only, like, real way we found out, like, where it was is we remembered the biome. The biome was, like, an ice biome, essentially. Just a bunch of ice things. Ice, I don't know what you call them, but... giant icicles, basically, that, like, poked up. And there's a house by it, so here you can see I started upgrading the roads to be compatible with crazy is okay. So that this whole rail goes all the way to some place called Crazy, which is you know, just sort of but it's really hard to fit them on like a bridge. Even this bridge thing is a little tight. Okay, so this house. I actually found this house. This is a witch house that I just found. Actually, that has my name on it, which I don't want to be in the series, so let's skip that. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't been able to tell, this track has been following us this entire time. And here's a train depot out here. Called Regal Station, I guess. And, you know, to Beechwood Bay, to Crazy, to Normalton. Normalton is the next major city in the whole thing, so... Crazy is okay. So this whole rail goes all the way to some place called Crazy, which is, you know, just sort of a land where shit doesn't make sense, and we just started building a bunch of random things. This is like sort of the start of Normalton right here. So can't read that. It's supposed to be KFC. This is a KFC Taco Bell, and kind of barren in there. It's sort of just, you know, they made it and they didn't put anything in, sort of deal. There's a maze also. I'm not gonna bother going through it, but it's there. Yeah, I won't get lost. It's also super dark with the shaders mod on. Alright, so this keeps going. Okay, so, this is sort of the main thing that actually started this town in the first place, is this house and this house. And once again, me and Tropical Blaze were warring over mansions, just at a new location. So, obviously, Tropical Blaze won out, because this one has more close proximity to the ocean, and mine's just sort of by the interstate. So, I mean, also that mine's not quite as big, it's more humble. It's like, you know, it's fine. There's not a whole lot going on in there, but once I sort of gave up on that fight, I kind of just moved on into here. So one of the interesting things with this mansion is it has slime floor. So you can't really walk around very well, but you can definitely jump. Just in like certain areas. Yeah, I don't know. The garage is just entirely slime. Lots of gold everywhere. And also electric lighting. So this is the most impressive at night. So I'm just going to set the time to... Okay. So you come in here and you want to turn on the lights. The lights are off. You can turn them on. Nothing really too crazy. I actually did the wiring for this. It's just, you know, you put in some redstone dust stuff and connect it to lights. Nothing complicated or anything. Just, you know, I don't know what this is, but it's empty. That sort of just goes around in a circle, I guess. Is there another switch somewhere? I can't really tell. So I'm pretty sure the lights up there are also part of this. Yeah. They definitely are. Okay, so there's also a pool. Pool has a good view of Crazy over there on the other end, as you can clearly see. Very well labeled. Also a nice view of Normalton. As you can see, rendering in the distance is the World Trade Center and Trump Tower. Let's set the time back. Okay, so now we can see again. So let's just do a tour of the main city itself first. Actually, there's so much going on. I'm just gonna do a tour of Crazy. So Crazy has this tunnel that goes through it. Alright. And it's almost sort of like BioShock or something. It's sort of just this underwater theme, essentially. Just to get there, this underwater tunnel that's see-through. And you go across there, or you can use the rail, of course, to get to Crazy. And Crazy, also, I guess it also has its working airport over here. Sort of, kind of short, but you know, whatever. And it has the giant cliff. Probably not very operational, but you know, it's there. Okay, so let's just go to this first. There is this outhouse that you can go into. And you can just basically be a piece of shit and go inside. That's what this is. And there's a boat you can go and row in and be the piece of shit. But, you know, nothing really much else going on. There's also toilet paper, just in case, you know. Gotta use that. I made a giant golden dick that glows on the top. That's really all that is. And I mean, yeah, that's kind of just this. It's all golden inside. Oh, and I forgot, you can take a minecart up all the way to the top of the dick. So here we go. Top of the dick. It's a little too bright up here to actually, like, see. Well, you can see, obviously, but, you know, it kind of hurts my eyes. Okay. Well, actually not lastly, but, you know. There's this. Which I didn't make. Tropical Blaze made this. And it's sort of like a ride. You can go on like this track. Okay, so there's two branches here. And there might be actually a sign that explains this because it's been a while. This is the main track. So the main station, you can continue going past Crazy or through Crazy. Okay, that's what that is. And through Crazy basically just turns into sort of an amusement park. Where you kind of just go into like this woman, basically. You go into the boob, you go through the boobs, alright? I guess we could write it. I don't know. That could be a separate episode, is actually writing the whole thing, but I'm just doing a quick overview. Also, you go through the vagina as well, as you can see down there. So, giant dick, you go through boobs and vagina, outhouse, and Enderman. So the Enderman is just like a giant version of Enderman, essentially, and that's really all there is to it. And I think you can go inside. Okay, so we flew from Crazy. Now we're gonna be inside this house. So this house is actually connected to the tunnel that's downstairs. I forgot how to get there, but it's in there. Maybe there's a basement. Okay. Oh, there's like you just literally just go down through there. Okay. Probably gonna have to edit this down because there's sort of just a highlights essentially. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. Okay, there's a monorail system. It goes all the way to here. And it goes all the way to this airport essentially. Alright, so this is sort of just like the parking garage. So this is one of the main attractions, essentially, of Normalton. Is this fully functioning airport with 4 gates, and each one is supposed to go to a separate airport in the map. So this one's supposed to go to... fuck. Okay, they don't all go to airports, but some of them do, and they're labeled when they do. Okay, that one doesn't. That gate is over there. Okay, so this one would go to Beechwood Bay, so that one's over there. This one goes to Crazy, the airport that doesn't work very well. But, you know, it's Crazy, so it doesn't have to work very well. Yeah, this is sort of the main airport out here. Pretty big. It doesn't have a lot going on in here, though. There's not, like, a lot of stuff. But, you know. Alright, so let's, like, kind of go through the rest of the city. So over here, that's kind of just, like, a research lab over there. That's the water tower. I just made a few small businesses. That's a water treatment plant. I think there's like water tanks in it. Don't really know. Okay, maybe not. Oh god. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, it's connected to the water tower? What the hell? I don't even know. Okay. I did not know that. Okay. So apparently that's actually connected to the water tower. I did not know that it was connected. It's just... But yeah, I guess it is. So yeah. And this is supposed to be Verizon. I don't know what all is in here. Nothing's in there. But yeah, Verizon, because you need to have Verizon. Obviously. Some apartments. A park I made, sort of just in the middle. Pretty untouched from what was originally here. This used to be lots of hills, actually. But I kind of just like flattened it all out so I could build all this shit. I left some of it for the park. And as you can see, the rest of it at night. And I'm going to switch it back to early morning. Okay, or late morning, I don't know. So this is sort of the city hall of Normalton. What was in here at one point was a giant map that used to have like the entire region there, but at one time it just kind of just disappeared, and I was like, what the fuck? But it's gone, so you know. Another apartment. We got Hooters. This one's similar to the strip club, actually. It's sort of a strip club Hooters, which is interesting because we have the robot strippers down here. And upstairs we just have some rooms. It's sort of like a Hooters resort. That's really all this is. Alright, so let's do a little tour of the rest. Okay, so we got the hospital. And the hospital is interesting because, well, I mean, just look at it. There's like a fire on top for the helicopter pad. Also, the waiting room is kind of sketchy because the waiting room has like this area in it that is just fire and lava. So, I don't know. I don't know about the healthcare system in the city. It's fine, I guess, but I mean, it's better than all the other cities which don't have hospitals, but I'd still shop around, you know? Okay, we got a bank. Like a bank with a giant, weird, like, Google-looking, like, lobby, essentially, is what we got going on. So yeah, also works. You can turn on and off the lights, but they don't really do much. Yeah, there's nothing else really going on. Trump Tower, though. Trump Tower has some shit in it. Also the World Trade Center, but we'll get there. So, Trump Tower has pretty nice lobby, actually. You know, we have a little water feature going on here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a water feature. You know, decent lobby. We have an upstairs sort of part of it. Then there's a bunch of rooms. It's sort of like a casino hotel type deal, a little bit. But we're going to take the quote-unquote elevator to get to the top, which is just a ladder. That's all it is. It takes a while to get all the way up here. This is the master suite. Actually, there is a suite. Okay. I actually put a little bit of time into this building. Okay, so this one has 2 suites. Yeah. I ate them. Yeah. I didn't know there was a ration rule on them.
There were a lot, so I thought there would be some left.
It's like half a row of Oreo amount.
It's fine.
Let's keep going. This is one of the suites. Actually pretty nice. You know, none of these are particularly well fleshed out, but it's fine. Oh yeah, there's four. There's four on this floor. So, what was interesting about this building is that I made it before the 2016 election cycle even began. So it's kind of weird to look back on it, if we're being real. But, you know, I guess it's not that strange. It's a little bit strange, especially considering what I did with the master suite upstairs, which we will look at here. So already we got carpeting up here. The master suite takes up the entire floor, so it's pretty big. So you get this atrium thing here. I don't know what to call it, but it's here. It looks nice. It has columns. This is sort of Trump's master suite, and this is Trump's Minecraft master suite. So let's take a look at his bathroom. So his bathroom, it's sort of like a throne, a giant golden throne that you take a shit in, and it's kind of really it. And basically, if he eats enough KFC, he'll make his way up to making that a normal sized toilet for him. But it's just really massive. It's really big, and I mean, it's made out of gold, so you know. Yeah, Trump would love that toilet. It'd be great. All right, so in here, we got a golf course. We got an indoor golf course. There used to be a squid in there. I don't know if it's still in there, but you know, kind of just a fish tank in here. We got a fireplace going on. We have this room, which has, you know, the king, double, triple, quadruple, sextuple, octuple, or whatever bed in it. It's huge. And also another golden toilet, because one is definitely not enough for your master suite. So you gotta have it all. So we got that. We just sort of have a more modest room, just like a second room with a normal bathroom, and a bed. That's really it in there. Then we have a kitchen with a golden table and just a bunch of shit. Also, you can get a view of some of the other stuff in the city. So there is some stuff out there, which I'm going to have to go through and explain, but it's, like I said, there's a lot going on. Let's go to the roof. Oh, this is sort of like the maintenance area of the Trump Resort. There's a pool there, that's why there's water droplets. But yeah, the roof has some stuff that's kind of interesting. There's a pool. There was an attempt at a water slide, which doesn't work very well because it's a little slow, but I guess it's sort of a lazy river slide, I guess. But it still kind of works, you know? It's you know, it does the job. Giant trampoline. And that's the roof of... Oh, and there's like a mini maze, I guess. No, it's just a little park thing. I don't know. But yeah, that's Trump Tower. You know? That's that. World Trade Center. Let's explore this. So, okay, first tower. Let's explore this properly. So the first tower has, you know, it has a nice little lobby area, you know. Used a lot of wood in here. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm some sort of interior designer, but I think it worked out pretty well. There's an elevator, and this goes down to like a parking garage, I guess. Yeah. At the bottom. This is not this is very much not a very accurate representation of the World Trade Center, but it's still there. Okay. So the first floor of the World Trade Center. Let's take a look. Actually, lobby balcony. We don't even need to see that. We got shit to see. We got shit to do. Okay. So floor 3 is a pool. It just goes around the whole thing. I'm gonna actually switch the time. Okay. So floor 3. What is floor 3? It's a forest. And it has little bunnies in it, and it's got a river flowing through it. I thought, I have this massive, like, tower. I might as well put interesting shit in it. So that's kind of what I did. I was like making an indoor forest. Okay, so floor, whatever floor this is, I don't even know what we're on anymore, but this was supposed to be the inside of a house that you just find yourself in, and you'd walk outside. So it'd just kind of be a building inside of a building. But that's sort of all the tower is, and then you get to the top. But yeah, kind of just a hollow thing. Alright, so this World Trade Center is one with an antenna on top, and you can go through here. If you go down through there, there's just a giant trampoline at the bottom, and that's what it is. And you can go through these holes and land in the pool. So alright, so next up, I guess next to the airport, there's sort of like this district here. Got fucking Ace Hardware. Got a Culver's with a little tiny sign. And it's supposed to be Burger King, and it says it on signs, so kind of know what's going on. Sometimes I do survival mode, and you can go and steal food from these places, so I don't know if any of these places actually has stuff, but it's there. Okay. Also very close to the airport, like strangely close, but it's fine. Okay, let's keep going. Past there, past all this shit. Okay, so there's like this apartment, which looks kind of cool. It's just a bunch of cubes and it's purple. There's this house here that's sort of like next to this building. It's made out of wood because it's a house and it's got a thing on it. It's small, but it's cool enough, and it's got a view. Alright, let's keep going. So this city is kind of a mixture between New York. It's got a little bit of Vegas in it. It's also got a little bit of Washington, D.C., because we have the Pentagon. So this is sort of just a government building. This is sort of just like a sleazy hotel. That's sort of all this is what, it's okay though. It's not like 1-star level bad, but it's, it's getting there. The management's changed, so things are sort of improving a little bit, but it's still not perfect. Okay. Little residential area, Okay, so the highway. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. There's a tunnel that goes under the airport that you can actually like drive under and stuff. But I mean, yeah. So there's this building which looks interesting from the top, but when you look at it otherwise, it looks fine. You wouldn't suspect anything. Alright, so the Pentagon, it's technically a pentagon because it has 5 sides, but it's not quite as pretty as it could be, but it does the job. The story behind the Pentagon is once upon a time, a very long time ago, before most of the city was here. Actually, I think it was back when it was just those two mansions, if you can recall. This was I had a friend that made a door basically. I don't think it even works anymore, but it was a secret door and you could find your way in basically. There was a button once upon a time that opened it. Let's buy these blocks. But there's a series of hallways, and you go through all the different, well, both levels of the Pentagon, and eventually you find your way out through this door here. Now, there's front entrances, but there isn't any way to get through the front entrances to the rest of the building. So if you go in here, some of the Pentagon lobbies. There's a hallway, but the hallway's never going to get past this bedrock wall. Oh, this really just goes. Okay, maybe it does, actually. I haven't been in here for a while. Oh, okay, it's sort of a dead end there. There's just these offices in here. In, like, boardrooms and stuff, you know. This is sort of what I would expect, you know, like a Pentagon office thing to look like. But yeah, pretty big building, honestly. And the point being is, you can't really get to the center unless you go through the secret trapdoor, which doesn't work anymore. So in survival mode, this is kind of pointless, unless you can build a ladder and sort of destroy it and make your way to the center. But in here, we have this sort of atrium area, which has this little building in the center. And in the building in the center of the Pentagon's atrium, there is a tunnel that goes to an underground facility. So, if we go to the underground facility, and I'm going to try to run down here because it takes a very long time, you'll see what we have going on. I'm just gonna fast forward through the shit when I edit this. Okay, this little closet, if you want to check that out, but no. Okay, so let's check this out. Yeah. It's sort of this underground lair that's supposed to replicate being outside while being inside, which it does very poorly. But you know, it's better than nothing. We have like this little pond that lights up. It looks kind of cool. And it's supposed to look like a little neighborhood. We have these houses. Once you're inside here, you won't really care or know. You know, it's just like, oh, passing glance, that's outside, right? That's, you know, it's fine. You know, try to make it convincing enough that this is not, you know, as weird as it is. You can also go through the kitchen. You can do all that sort of thing. There's a little bathroom. That's it. That's, you know, we have one house. We got two houses. So, okay. Down here, this is also a house that Tropical Blaze helped make. All the things that I mentioned Tropical Blaze helped make is literally just all the things that Tropical Blaze helped make. I made about 97% of this map. Which goes to show how much time I've sunk into this game, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so in here, kind of dark, honestly. And through this hallway, there's another portal, which, you know, takes you to another. Which looks pretty interesting, actually, with the shader mod, but... Okay. Let's keep going, because we got a limited amount of time here. Okay. Well, not really, but I don't want to do this for like more than 3 hours, just touring this thing. But luckily, we're past the halfway point, I think. Okay, oh, fuck. There's not a lot of time to get through the door. Okay. Once again, the city in the dark. Let's change the time. Okay. So out here, what I was originally going to create was Disneyland right next to the Pentagon, but we're talking about a lot of time just to get that done. Oh, that's right. So down here, down the highway, this way. I totally forgot, but I actually made another little town. Kind of a suburb sort of deal. Little gas station. I was going to make a house there. And there's sort of a community out here. And this is kind of just like the Amish, essentially. Because we can only go over here if we're in creative mode. Or we can only build stuff here if we're in creative mode. Up to this bridge. So it's, you know, basically just like Minecraft Amish community that we got going on. But back here, this little area was just beginning to make sort of the beginnings of a town, but didn't really decide to finish that off because, I don't know, that was way later anyway. Oh, okay. So this road, I actually went, when I made the map, remember the map that goes inside the city hall, what this road is, it's sort of a bypass road to totally skip all the weird stuff you have to do. It skips the ocean. The bridge that spans the ocean is kind of weird. It's kind of janky. It's hard to get across if you actually have a car. So I made this road, which was eventually supposed to go all the way to Beechwood Bay by going around the ocean, basically. And it would sort of make its way over. Was I anywhere close? Not entirely. Okay, so this road also makes its way... I totally forgot about this, by the way. It also makes its way into this little village. So if you want to make your way into that village, you can do that. And eventually this was supposed to get its way over there, but actually I'm just really curious now to see where this would eventually go, like how far along this actually went if I just fly all the way over to where the original road is. So let's check this out. So over here, we can still see where we were with that road. There's this whole woods in the way. And then it turns into kind of what looks to be a swamp. Well, not really a swamp. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. So that road sort of stops here, which is kind of a long ways, you know? But there's still quite a bit of distance that needs to happen before that actually makes its way to Beechwood Bay, so... Trying to recall if there's anything else that we need to see in the city other than what I already went through. Oh yeah, there's a whole neighborhood over here by the Pentagon, but it's not, you know, it's nothing, yeah. Just some houses that are really close to each other. But that's kind of it. Okay, so I think we have a thorough enough view of Normalton. Except we didn't go inside the McDonald's, I guess. I don't know if there's anything in there, but... yeah, nothing really special going on in here. There's also the Motel 6, which has a pool. Yeah, it's got a pool and it's got a hot tub that actually has lava in it. Get a close look at that hot tub. There's a hot tub. Okay. So it has some rooms, which are, you know, they're fine. They're rooms. They have stuff. It's a bathroom that doesn't have any fixtures in it, but it's fine. There's a chicken in there too, which I don't know how that's getting in there. Also, Bad Food. Bad Food is a grocery store chain also, along with EJack and Evac. Which I didn't actually tour this either, which is annoying. But yeah, this is probably the most fully fleshed out EJack and Evac locations, but there's even a stall. That's pretty good actually, as far as that stuff goes. But yeah, we're back here. Okay, so there's one more thing that I was going to show. And it's the Rainbow Factory, which, another thing that Tropical Blaze made. Which is sort of out by the highway, a little bit off. There's like a... Yeah. I don't know. I think this is like My Little Pony something or other. I don't know, but there's like some story behind it. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that kind of gives you an idea of what's in here. Oh, there's like blocks that stomp and stuff. They're supposed to like do things. Okay. Kind of sketchy, if you ask me. It's a little bit sketchy. Oh boy. Once you're in, you can't get out. This is kind of a mistake coming in here. Okay, never mind. I'm just not going to save this, and I'm just going to escape. Don't worry, I'm not... Oh, wait, fuck. Minecraft saves. I need to just fill that back in. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Okay. So that's the Rainbow Factory. This is the rest of the city. It's, you know, it's a city. So, Crazy is sort of its own country and territory. If you remember the Crazy that we had to travel to over there. And there's sort of like a border patrol, basically, that you have to go through, like this checkout area, just in case you have any crazies along. And they'll check you out, and then you can go on the giant Rainbow Road, which goes all the way across the region that is Crazy. I'm going to switch the time. Yeah. So this Rainbow Road traverses the country of Crazy, and we gotta go all the way across. So it takes a very long time to get to the next settlement. But because it's a YouTube video, I'm going to have to go all the way across and sort of... Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, this is a very corrupted save. Luckily, most of the stuff I care about has been on it, but I don't know what's gone on or what's gone wrong with it, but yeah. Once upon a time, this whole thing was actually filled in, but not so much anymore. And keep in mind, I actually did this all like by hand. This was not like using the fill commands. This was all done by hand. All right, because it takes so long, I'm just gonna like fast forward it. Okay, so we're finally making our way into what is the snow biome. And this is sort of the region. Okay, so here's Crazy's checkpoint, so you know, you can get into Crazy. But yeah, back to what I was saying. When I flew all the way out here and started building shit out to here, I actually finally had a little glimmer of hope, because this is sort of looking like the biome that was previously where that house was built. The first house in the game that wasn't my house, was Tropical Blaze's house, was built in a snowy biome. So upon further exploration, I actually did find the ice biome. So now what this is basically like the Santa Christmassy city area. Sort of like a mid-sized town, essentially. Still got Motel 6, still got the EJAC Evac, which is more Christmassy. We have food. It couldn't fit Bad Food in, so this is sort of like, you know, a smaller hometown variant of Bad Food, which is just called Food. But yeah, the whole city, it's snowy, so you can't really see where stuff is, but it's quaint. It's got a little theater and stuff. Theater's actually kind of nice. You know. There's this. Okay, so back to what I was talking about originally is, here is this ice biome that's right next to the city. And actually, before the city was built, I actually explored this area. And it took a very long time to find. But what I eventually came across was the original house. And it's over here. And here it is. The original house, the first house that was ever made in this game by Tropical Blaze. And let me tell you, you don't know how long it took to find this thing. It took forever to find this thing. It's got a bunch of heads in it. I don't know where those came from, but there it is. Okay, I'm gonna blur out my name, but that's when I discovered it. I actually put a sign in that would commemorate that. So yeah, it took a good amount of time to find that. A year or two to find it. It was a good long while. Okay, I also made this road. It's a little more of a path, really, that connects the house to civilization. And it goes all the way down here through the tunnel. Okay, it keeps going. And there's sort of just a turn. And then we're back here at this start of this bridge here. Right before you get into Crazy. Okay, so let's go back into the Santa town. And here's basically, if you think about it, Christmas is a giant industrial operation, which is what this town kind of is. There's these sort of like shipyards and stuff where you're gonna have to, let's be real, a sleigh isn't fucking cutting it, especially when like kids want iPhones and shit. So you want to have like sort of like this industrial shipping system set up. And there's this industrial warehouse called Santa, which has it's kind of like an Amazon warehouse sort of deal. But in here, nothing really much going on. I just had to light it up, but really big. Can fit a lot of stuff in it. That's really it. I made this nice little neighborhood actually, which I am pretty proud of. Each of these houses is actually kind of nice. I don't know what this one's like inside, but does the job. This is probably the coolest house right here. It's got a living room area, upstairs, and it's also got an attic on the top floor, which still has a view of down there. Okay. What's interesting about, I think it's this house here, is in the front it looks like this. But if you go into the backyard, you just get a regular jungle. Pretty cool. Pretty cool house. Okay. So, I made this little park here that's sort of themed after a, like, candy cane. I'm gonna reset the time. And sort of what this, is, it's sort of just a commemoration of, like, I don't know, just like Christmas. I just had to make it Christmas themed. So, there we go. It's a little park. So we have a McDonald's, of course, because every town I make has one. This one's actually a little more fleshed out, it looks like. I put tables and stuff in here and a cash register. And, you know, it's decent. Yeah. So yeah, I sort of just started making a little more houses. It's an apartment through here. Oh. There's a couple more houses even, and sort of just that. Over there, there's more stuff. So the city kind of just extends into like a normal territory. And so over here, it's very Christmassy in like the core city. And then out here, it's sort of just like a suburb where we have, you know, we have Red Lobster, we got Target, we got, I think it's supposed to be JCPenney, a Best Buy, a bunch of empty storefronts, you know, like a strip mall sort of deal. But yeah, it's all here, you know? So Red Lobster is one of the few restaurants that I have actually stocked. If I remember correctly, this restaurant actually has stuff in it. Yeah, there's raw salmon, raw fish. There's more raw salmon. There's steak even, cooked chicken. Yeah. So this is actually a pretty well fleshed out Red Lobster restaurant. And I actually try to make the interior look like, you know, an actual, you know, Red Lobster. So, pretty good. We have a Target out here. Kind of smaller, but, you know, also very, you know, obviously vacant, but, you know, it works. Another Verizon store, which this one actually has stuff in it. It's got tables, it's got a boombox, it's got, you know, a back. Also, we have another KFC Taco Bell, which I don't know if this is completed or anything, but I guess all the KFC Taco Bells I made in this map, just, you know, they aren't stocked or anything, so they're just vacant locations. We We have Walgreens over there. We have a grocery store called HIV, which HIV gas. You know, it looks like another store, similarly named, but I called it HIV. Over here we have a little bit of a residential area. I don't know what this was eventually going to be, like some sort of castle or something. But, yeah. Over there, that's kind of where the town ends, just that there's a little house. Over here, there's a mansion. All these houses are actually pretty nice. This one's pretty nice, too. It's got a view over there. You can see across the lake. You can see those houses. Okay, but this is the main thing here. This mansion here is probably the nicest one I've made. So, massive chandelier, massive table. We got a fireplace. Got a bath. Or, no, that's just a little bedroom. I don't know how many Minecraft houses can have claim to this, but we got an infinity pool in this mansion, so honestly, that's pretty nice. But yeah, this room is like the main deal here. We got this massive view of this ocean. And it looks even better at night, so I'm going to actually switch this to night temporarily. Okay. This is very peaceful and serene, especially looking across over there. It looks very cool. Looking at all the stuff over there. I don't know if there's a better view of over there, but, you know. And I honestly don't remember what the name of this town is. I don't even think I have a name for it. But it's kind of just like an extension of the Santa's Workshop region, you know? That's kind of what it is. Alright. So, this town is actually the only one I think that has 2 ejac and evac locations. So there's the one way over there. And then there's this one. So, this one... it's pretty empty, nothing much going on. So there's 2 houses that are pretty big. There's this one, which has, you know, pretty formal dining area. It's got downstairs. It's even got more of a downstairs, I guess. I don't know where this goes, but it doesn't... is there a door? Oh, there is a door. Okay, it just goes to a cave, which I found. So, yeah, all those houses there look more impressive, but you know, it's still pretty nice. Okay. So, this house is pretty unique in that it's like an A-frame sort of house. Looks really cool, actually. It's got a balcony in it. You got this big window. You got this area. You got an upstairs. Kind of not as much space, honestly, but... yeah, you only got like 2 like smaller rooms, honestly, but... you know, still an interesting house. Alright, Alright, so this is sort of like a smaller regional airport that I made. Still works with the planes, only has one gate. It's kind of like the other airport in the other town. It's a little more fully fleshed out though. Like this is actually finished to a degree. The terminal in here is. Yeah, there's even a desk and an area where you can go onto the plane and stuff. I don't know what the stuff over there is, but give it a look. Yeah, several offices and stuff. But yeah, just what the airport looks like. Also, something the others don't really have is a hangar. Obviously, this isn't big enough for the full Boeing, but, you can fit a smaller, plane in there. Okay. So, I don't know if this still works or not. We'll check it out. Actually, I'm going to turn the time. Okay. Do I just have to be closer up to these things, or? Okay, I don't even know. But these runway lights and stuff would actually flash when I turn that on, but it doesn't really have any effect, it doesn't look like. So I'm just going to switch the time back. Okay, so this road just goes back to where we were through that tunnel that goes past the McDonald's and these few houses. And this is really all this town is. It's just sort of like a suburb type town. And there's roads that go through, or not roads, a little bit of a park. But yeah, that's kind of it. And this sort of highway thing just extends. So this is pretty much everything in the world, except I have a little bit more to show. And the next thing is sort of the last major thing I made, which is probably the most impressive thing I've made, honestly. And you'll see it come up pretty soon. Alright, so what I have here is a full-scale Golden Gate Bridge. If you recall, I made a little teeny tiny one, pretty small one, and then I decided, you know what, fuck it, I might as well make a full-scale one. The only weird part of it is that it is not full height, so it's very close to the seafloor, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah. So here I actually have the top actually able to blink, and I'm going to show that.
Derp, derpity, derp, derp.
What? Okay. So yeah, this looks pretty cool at night, especially when you got some distance on it. Yeah, it's even got a fog to it, which is even more cool looking. Yeah. So there's that. I'm gonna set the time back. So, okay. So let's go over this whole bridge. All right. So this has finally gotten to the other side of the ocean. So this is technically another bridge that I've made that goes across an entire ocean. But yeah. Well, this looks very cool with the rain. I'm gonna have to fly through along with this. Okay. Alright, so that's about... I need some good, like, intro footage. That's basically why I'm doing this. Alright, we're back to where we started off from. So, kind of where this continues off to. So we got a little bit of a redwood forest, which is sort of the inspiration for the whole bridge in the first place. It's these giant trees. And I had sort of the idea to make sort of a West Coast themed city. And I kind of got the beginnings of it, more the suburb sort of area. So we have another Walmart. This one doesn't have horses in it, it's just emptied. But start making a few houses, a duplex out here. But I didn't really get a good start on the whole city. So the first thing I made out here, way before anything else, and the whole reason I actually opted to actually build all the way out here was this casino hotel, which is originally I was just gonna make a castle, just at the 1,000 block point, just to be like, once I reach here, I'm gonna be pretty much done with this world, essentially, with the Minecraft world. So this is sort of like the last thing I made, or the last point I reached was this. And instead of building a traditional castle, I just made a casino. I made a casino floor and some hotel suites on the top. It's kind of what I do. I don't like make actual things. I just make, like, you know, regular everyday things, sort of. I don't know. So yeah. Big highway sign, another big highway. Sort of what would be the downtown area laid out. This sort of just abruptly stops. And this continues actually for a little bit. This over here. And then it stops, and this is kind of where I just stopped building, is right here. So I think I've actually fully covered everything in this whole series, or not the whole series, but I think I've actually fully covered the entire Minecraft world. And this is not like just like a couple weeks in the making. This is several years you're looking at this whole thing. The weird thing is, though, is that I haven't really added anything since like 2016 probably, and probably not even then, probably like 2015 honestly is probably the last time I worked on this. Oh, there's just a little tiny airport runway, which was something I made. This is sort of like the beginnings of what the city would be before anything was out here, so I made that. Alright, with that I'm gonna end the video.